Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Nort. I hope you guys are having an absolutely awesome day, and what we are going to do today is an idea which I've noticed loads and loads of you guys ask me to do, and this is what happens if we bring Ursula over to her family grave in GTA 5. To be honest, when you say it like that, it does actually sound like a pretty, it's not the best thing to do in this game, but hey, it's going to be interesting anyway. I've noticed loads of you guys asking me to do this, and this could actually solve the mystery of the unmarked grave on the hill in GTA 5, because for those of you guys who don't know, there is this grave on top of a hill with no sort of name on it, and there's been so many people claiming the grave as this or it's this or something like that, and no one really knows exactly who it belongs to. But the most reliable source is that this belongs to Ursula, and many members in her family have been buried in that grave. It's where she hides people in her family who she has taken out in the past, because if you have sat in a car with Ursula, you will understand she's pretty crazy, and she has apparently taken out multiple people. And considering the grave is literally just up the hill and next to her house, it would make total sense that they're the people who belong to Ursula's family. So by taking her over to that grave, what is she going to do? I can imagine she's going to get pretty anxious, and she's going to try and take us out or something like, how did you find this grave, or something like that, you know, something along those lines. So I guess we'll find out today. But before we get into this, I just want to let you know that this episode, and I just dropped loads of things, oh my days, but this episode was actually sponsored by Mass Drop. They do actually have this brand new headset, and I gotta admit, guys, I mean, look at this headset, look how soft it is. Now this is actually the Mass Drop X Sennheiser PC37X gaming headset. Now this headset is one of the latest in their range. It's pretty damn awesome, and over 10,000 of these have actually been sold, so it's a pretty popular and well-known headset. Now this is really comfy, to be honest, and it's got quite a bit of sound protection, so you don't hear too much around the outside. So I've plugged the headset in. I just want to let you guys know that I'm not actually using this microphone here. I'm using this one. I've only plugged the green one in, which is the headset. I got to admit straight away, it's a pretty nice headset. So if you want to go and check it out, I will leave a link to it in the description below. I'll talk about it later on in the episode as well. But let's go over to Ursula, and she is located over, I believe she's located right over there or something. I think it's over there, exactly over there. So I'm going to teleport there, far enough away so she will definitely spawn in. I don't want to teleport straight away and go right next to her location, because she won't spawn in if I do that. I'm also going to get my radar on as well, so we know exactly where we're going. It's been a while since I've worn a headset in a video, guys. I got to admit, it's been a while, but this, it's comfy. Ursula, you better be there. You better be there, Ursula. We've done so many things with her. Like, we know that we can take her to locations around the map because we've taken her to Trevor's house, to Franklin's house. We've done so many awesome things. So I know I can definitely take her over to the grave. But this is Ursula, for those of you guys wondering. You can find her in this location. It's basically a random event. You just have to drive around here until she does end up spawning in. I'm not too sure if you have to complete a certain part of campaign to get her to spawn in, but yeah, she'll spawn in around this area, and she will ask you to take you over to her house, which is located over there. Now the grave is actually located, is either on that hill or that hill. I think it's on this hill though. The grave is located on this one. I believe so. I hope I'm right. And you can basically see her house from the grave. I think her house is the closest house to the grave as well, which makes it super suspicious.
Cell, and I don't really have anyone to call, not since Mama passed. She was very hard on me, but how I loved her. I have her hair in my backpack.
You can tell right now she's a bit crazy, and she does admit that she took out her mum, she took out her gardener, like she did all of these horrible things, and it only makes sense that this grave has to belong to her, because she's taken out two people. One person went off a cliff, and her mum like ended up like choking on her own hand or something like that, like something really strange like that. I think she's now stopped talking. Yeah, she's now stopped talking. Good. She's now stopped talking, but I've found the hill. I believe it's this one, but throughout her conversations, she says that her mom has been taken out, her gardener's been taken out, and the way she says that they've all been taken out are very strange ways. You know, things which wouldn't happen, which makes you think that she was the one responsible for doing that. For example, her gardener was pushed off a cliff, which she, of course, did herself. Her mom ended up passing away. So she says all of these things, which makes you think that she's the one behind it. And considering the grave, the closest thing to the grave is her house, so it would make sense that she has hidden her mum in this grave, considering it is literally right next to her house. So I believe the grave is up here. Where is the grave? I hope it's on this hill. Is it around here? No, that's going down. Where is the grave? Oh, it's over there. The grave is right there. Oh my days. All right, so let me show you guys right now. The grave is right here. And the house is right there. So if you had to think to yourself, okay, who could be in this grave? I mean, it's literally unmarked. No one knows who is in there, and it's just been set up randomly. But the person who set it up obviously cared about them enough because it's unmarked. It's got a cross on it and everything. So they've marked it out as it's a grave, but they haven't written down a name on it yet. So they cared about them enough, but they did something bad. They couldn't admit who it was. So from what I'm thinking is that whoever's in this grave was taken out by someone who loved them, and the only person we know in GTA 5 who's done that so far is, of course, Ursula, who's taken out her mother. Now, we don't know where her mum's body is, so I'm just assuming that it's going to be inside this grave, and it makes perfect sense, and like I said, it's the most likely chance on who is inside this grave as well. You guys can check out the GTA wiki to find out more information about that. But Ursula is over here. Come on, Ursula, just keep following me. Come on. I'm hoping she doesn't walk away from me. Come on, Ursula, keep coming. The grave's just over here. Oh my days. Is she gonna do anything? It has to be her mum's grave. Is she going to say anything? Like, is she going to push me over? Is she going to get agitated? Ursula, look at this. Do you recognize this? Come on. Come on. Surely you're standing on it. Surely you have to recognize this. How does she not recognize? This is crazy. Maybe this busts the theory that whoever's inside here is not Ursula's mum. Because it's the most likely theory. If you check out the GTA wiki, it is the most likely theory that the person inside here is Ursula's mum. Because no one knows where she is. They just know Ursula took her out. And considering this grave, the closest house to it is Ursula's house, it makes perfect sense. And the way it's set up and everything, it makes perfect sense. I'm going to get a bit closer, and I'm changing the time to 3 in the morning. Just because I can. Just in case anything different happens. Let's go to 3 in the morning. And let's get back outside.
You can't leave me.
Right, she's still following me. Do you seriously not recognize this grave at all? This is so weird. Like, for the entire time, I just assumed Ursula's mum is inside this grave. And the more you look into it, the more you start thinking to yourself, yeah, it definitely has to be her mum. But she is not doing anything. She's not saying anything. She doesn't seem like a different person. She doesn't seem agitated, anything else like that. She just seems normal. Or at least a little bit crazy. But still, that is so strange. So as you guys can see, this might not actually be Ursula's mum in this grave. And if that's not the case, then who else is going to be inside this grave? I have no idea. I'm not too sure if you guys have any idea as well. I mean, I guess this could be an Easter egg to something else. Like, it could be Nico Bellic. It could be an Easter egg to an RDR game. It could be anything. I have no idea. So if you have listened to any sort of conversation with a character about someone they know who was taken out, that grave could actually belong to them and they could be inside that grave. But either way, guys, unfortunately, it looks like this grave might not actually belong to Ursula's family, which is a huge surprise to me. I was honestly expecting Ursula to do something because everyone knows this. It has to be Ursula's family grave, but it doesn't seem like it. She's not doing a single thing around there. It cannot belong to someone who was taken out in GTA 5, like someone who you took out, someone who a character took out. It has to belong to someone who was taken out prior to starting up the game because that grave is there from day one. So I'm going to let you guys decide in the comments section below, but either way, this video needed to be done, and I'm so happy I did this episode. Oh, wait, is Ursula... Are you okay, Ursula? I mean, how on earth could that grave not be Ursula's mum? I'm sure you can see it from this house. If you use something with a scope, if you zoomed in far enough, you could probably see it from Ursula's house. But by the looks of things, it could still be Ursula's family grave. And even if it is, Ursula still won't do anything around the grave. But either way, guys, I had to try this out and hope you guys did enjoy this episode as well. And if you did enjoy this video, be sure to smash that thumbs up button. That would, of course, be absolutely amazing. And of course, guys, I recommend you press that subscribe button just below this video so you don't miss out on awesome stuff like this on a daily basis. But guys, thank you so much for watching. My name is Nort, and before we end this video, let's get into a bit more information about the headset, because I know a few of you guys are probably interested in what I think about it, because now I've used it for a video, I can promise you guys right now, the comfiness level of this is definitely a 10 out of 10. It is so damn comfy, but the actual audio coming through this is pretty good, and the headset itself is really light. Like, it's not sticking to you, it's not weighing you down or anything else like that. It's pretty light, pretty robust and it's pretty easy to use. And I guess that makes sense because if you aren't familiar with Sennheiser, they're basically the leading brand in so many like headset audio kind of technologies. And Sennheiser, they know what they're doing. And this is, of course, a collaboration between Massdrop and Sennheiser themselves. So it's no surprise to me that the audio in this is good because honestly, when it comes to Sennheiser, they know what they're doing, guys. And there's so many people talking about this headset right now. Like, I'm actually amazed. There's over 3,000 comments and there's tons and tons of people on forums just talking about this headset, mentioning what they enjoy, mentioning what they don't enjoy as much about this headset. But if you want to try and find every single comment about this, just make sure you guys go and check out Massdrop. I will leave a link to it in the description below, alongside a place where you can get this headset for yourself. But guys, until next time, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much to Massdrop and Sennheiser for sponsoring today's episode with their PC37X gaming headset. I love it a lot, and I know you guys will love it as well if you do end up getting this. But until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. My name is Nort, and stay absolutely awesome. I'll see you guys in the next video.